JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today's the 19th of May 2020, so yep, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Tuesday's afternoon session where we're going to have a quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest, and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump in, a quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our JFD Bank website, and specifically our JFD research page, which we also update on a daily basis. So yep, feel free to visit us here on jfdbank.com and click on the research tab right there on the top. So it'll take you to this page, as I said, which we update on a daily basis. So yep, I believe you can find something useful here for yourselves. Now then, a quick update on what's happening here. So the figure has increased slightly, of course, so yeah, we'll continue monitoring this, and as I mentioned this morning, it will be quite interesting to actually see if we will reach the 5 million mark by the end of this week. Well, to be honest, with the same pace, it seems like that this is most likely, unfortunately. So yeah, continue monitoring this, guys, and so jumping into the market. I spoke about this this index here, the German DAX, and basically I also talked about this level here, the 11,235, a break of which we require in order to get comfortable with higher levels. So this morning we saw a nice opening gap here to the upside. However, as you can see, it got filled here and it drifted lower. The index drifted back down, but it remains above the high of the 11th of May, so which is around the 10,986 territory. So it remains above this level for now. We are leaning a little bit more to the upside. However, to get comfortable with higher levels, we need to see a push above this barrier first, above this 11,236, 35-36 zone, which is the highest point of April. Because and ideally, of course, we would like to see a daily close above it, because then yes, more buyers could be joining in here. However, for now, we just kind of have to wait, probably, because what we don't want to see here is the index then now drifting back down, maybe falling back below this downside line, and we will consider lower levels if we get a drop below the 10,280 zone. So, let me just correct that, probably we'll consider lower levels if we get a daily close below this 10,280 zone. So but that's in terms of the downside. We are a little bit closer to the upper side of this range, because that's what the index is currently forming, and the way it's behaving, it's trading in a range, so it's closer to the upper bound. However, we need to see a break of this level first before considering higher levels. Nasdaq 100 now, with the Nasdaq 100, yesterday it closed nicely in the positive territory, but it failed to stay above this barrier here, the previous highest point of May. So it did create a new high for May, just fractionally overcame this barrier at 9,355 zone, but still kind of closed below this territory. So for now, we would like to see a nice, good, strong move above this, and of course, ideally a daily close above this barrier, above the 9,355, in order to aim for higher levels. As you can see here, we have traveled a long way since the end of March. where it found the bottom here. It found the bottom near this level right there. There we go, near the 6,772 zone, and yep, it drifted higher, and it's basically almost near the all-time high again. So this, like I said, it will be quite interesting to see if we can actually reach that all-time high, this previous all-time high, or even maybe create a new one. So again, for now, we can only wait, and if this pushes above this 9,355 zone, and especially if it closes above this territory, then yes, we will aim for higher levels. We'll of course be very careful, but yeah, we'll aim for higher levels. Looking at the cash index right now and where it's currently trading at, it seems that it's currently balancing around 9,340 zone, so basically not far from where it ended yesterday, but still below this barrier. So we'll keep an eye on this one. It's, like I said, it's very interesting. So yeah, let's see if the bulls can push this one further north. In terms of the downside now, ideally probably we would like to see a drop below this level here, the low of last week, which is around the 8,861 territory. However, we will start looking at lower levels, of course, if we get a drop below the psychological 9,000 territory. But just for that extra confirmation, if you wish, a drop below the 8,861 zone, roughly around here, could do the trick for more sellers. But as I said before, guys, when I was covering NASDAQ, we will start looking at some lower levels if we get a drop below the psychological 9,000 zone. For now, we're closer to this barrier here, so we are leaning a little bit more to the upside, but as I said, we need that confirmation break and a daily close above it. Gold, quick update here. This one continues to trade above the this upside support line, so to be honest, not much has changed since my analysis this morning. It's still balancing above the this upside support line taken from the low of the 20th of March. Yeah, for now we cannot really do much here, and we can just play the waiting game, to be honest, because ideally we would prefer to see a push above the 1763 territory, but in a way we could start looking at higher levels if we get a push above this barrier right here, the highest point of April, which is around the 1748 zone, roughly around there. And if we do get a push above this, then yes, aim for the 1763. But if that fails to withhold, now yep, this is where it could open the path towards that 1795 zone, which is the highest point of 2012, guys. So yep, we kind of haven't been here at this level since 2012. So yep, slightly above that we do have that psychological 1800 level, but this level here would be the first one for us to watch. But that's, like I said, only if we get a nice good strong move above the 1748 zone and then a push above the 1763 level. In terms of the downside, we need to see a drop below the 1723 zone, roughly around here, and then we could consider slightly lower areas. Ethereum. Now, I haven't looked at this one for quite a while, and well, I mean, Ethereum is pushing higher, and it's struggling to overcome this upside support line that it broke, basically. So yes, it is pushing higher, but still kind of below this upside support line. So this kind of raises a bit of confusion. For now, we will probably remain neutral, because in a way, although yes, it is pushing higher, but preferably from the technical kind of side, we would like to see a push above the highest point of April first, which is around the 227.50 zone, and then we could consider higher levels, because this break would confirm a forthcoming higher high, and maybe more buyers could be joining in. In terms of the downside, now here with the downside, because if it continues to struggle to kind of push above this upside support line, now this kind of makes us a little bit worried. But you can see that recently it found resistance near this 217 territory, from which today, for example, it's moving lower. However, in order to aim for lower levels, yes, we would preferably like to see a drop below the 176.50 territory, roughly around here. That's the current lowest point of May. We could start considering lower levels if we get a drop below the 191.30 zone, which is the low of the 15th of May. So then yes, we could maybe aim for the downside. However, as I said, we'd probably take a bit of a conservative approach here on Ethereum and wait for a drop below the 176.50 zone in order to aim for lower levels. But again, for now, guys, it's very I would say it's a little bit on the tricky side, but if it pushes above the 227.50 zone, then yes, we will aim for some higher levels. AUD/USD. So this one, to be honest, not much I can talk about here. Is the only thing is that keep your eyes on the range still. So this continues to range, and we cannot really do much here until we see a clear breakthrough at one of these levels. Of course, it's closer right now to the upper bound, so it has kind of more chances to break above it. However, we cannot really do anything yet until we see that confirmation break, and ideally a daily close above this barrier, which is around the 0.6570 zone. And if so, then yes, higher levels could be met. USD JPY, very quickly on this one. So this one's pushing higher, and you can see that the Japanese yen is devaluating today across the board, and this of course came after this jump today. For example, jump in the selling of the Japanese yen came after there was an announcement saying that the BOJ is planning an unscheduled meeting on Friday. So basically that kind of that forced the market participants to sell the yen, kind of anticipating worrying signs from all this. So yep, the Japanese yen kind of started kind of feeling the heat, and in a way it could continue feeling that, probably going closer to the meeting. So that's why, guys, for now, yes, we are leaning a little bit more to the upside on this one, on the US dollar against the Japanese yen. And as you can see, it overcame this barrier, the 107.50. I talked about this level previously, recently, to be honest, actually in one of my videos, and I was telling you guys to keep a close eye on this one, because if we get a nice break above it, then yes, the higher levels could be met. First of all, of course, we'll aim for this 1.08, sorry, 108.08 level. There we go. Managed to squeeze this one out of me. Yep, it's currently getting a hold up here, and because it also coincides with the 100 EMA here on the daily chart. So basically this kind of area provides decent resistance, but if it gets broken, then of course we'll go slowly, step by step, to the upside, because our main target is around the 109.38 zone, which is the high of the 6th of April. And yep, we'll keep an eye on this. And for now, guys, yes, we will be very careful, and we will continue targeting the upside. However, like I said, we'll go slowly, step by step on this one. For now, yes, it is looking quite positive, and we will stay that. But let's not exclude any sharp kind of news or sharp headlines that could bring this pair sharply back to the downside. So because if something worrying comes out of the market, maybe the yen could take the safe haven suit, and yep, this pair could start dropping lower. However, from the technical side, if it drops back below the 107.50 zone, then we will aim maybe for some lower levels here, and we'll take it from there, guys. Quick update on the US dollar against the Turkish lira. This one, I mentioned this pair this morning, and I was telling you guys to keep a close eye on this 23.6% retracement on the Fibonacci, and and of course this a 6.8250 zone, because what I was saying, that in order for us to aim for lower levels, we need to see a nice good strong move below this, and this is where we're getting right now. So in a way, this kind of increases the chances for this pair to drift further south, potentially targeting this area right here, the 6.61 zone. That's what we're going to be aiming for initially. Slightly below that, we do have that 38.2% retracement on the Fibonacci, but if we do reach this level, then we'll just take it from there. We will reevaluate this again, and we'll see what it wants to do after. For now, keep your eyes on the daily candle. If the daily candle stays below this 23.6% retracement on the Fibonacci, then there are more chances for this one to drift further south. GBP Euro. This one is rebounding a little bit, so this level here, the 1.1164, acted as a fantastic area of support. I've mentioned this one recently in one of my videos where I was covering GBP Euro, and basically this one right now is rebounding back to the upside. However, as long as it stays below this level right here, below this 1.1305, then we will remain a little bit bearish, a little bit more bearish than bullish. If it travels back above this 1.1305, then we could maybe start aiming for this kind of the previous upper side of the or should I say the upper side of the previous range here. So yeah, for now, guys, be very careful. If you want to be on the safe side, you could just keep an eye on the 1.1164 zone. A drop below this could, yep, open the door towards lower levels. This would confirm a forthcoming lower low, and then we'll aim for the 1.1110, and yeah, we'll take it from there, guys. GBP Aussie. Now this one is quite interesting, and basically because this one is at a very important area of support. So this is the lowest point of December and 2019, of course, and this 1.865354 zone continues to provide support. And today we're seeing that yes, it tested this level, but kind of continues to struggle to move below this. So the bears are struggling to move this one lower, and this is a daily chart, and you can see that on our oscillators here, the RSI and the MACD, we are quite let's say oversold already. So in a way there is a potential for this one to move back up. The interesting bit would be if we would, for example, here close like this, and this would in a way form a doji here, or no, sorry, not a doji, but an evening star, and yep, and we could see maybe a reversal back to the upside here. So, and basically this could maybe signal a potential reversal back to the upside. So so that's why, guys, for now, sorry, not an evening star, a morning star, there we go. So I do apologize for that, guys. So if it forms something of a possible morning star here, then we could see a nice reversal here back to the upside. But to be honest, if it closes below this 1.865354 zone, then well, deeper extensions to the downside could be possible. In a way, let's recycle this this upside line and create a downside line from it, so we can basically see what's happening here. We can see that yes, the trend is still to the downside, and if you're more on the cautious side, what you could do here is just wait for a push above the 1.89, 92, 93 zone here, and then aim for higher levels. So until then, of course, this could be the more safer kind of option, but like I said, keep your eyes on this candle. It would be quite interesting to see if this is actually going to be a nice reversal candle, and maybe tomorrow we could see some maybe a push higher here. So, but again, for now, we should remain careful because the trend is still to the downside. Euro JPY. Euro JPY here is pushing nicely above this barrier here, the high of the 30th of April, which is around the 117.77 zone. I talked about this pair recently, and I was telling you guys to keep a close eye on this level, because if what I was saying, that if that level gets broken, then kind of it increases the chances of a possible move higher. Now, for now, we are leaning a little bit more to the upside. However, don't get me wrong, let's see where this where the rate is going to close, where this daily candle is going to close, and if it's going to stay above this barrier, then there's kind of more chances for this one to drift higher. But if it fails to stay above it, then maybe a bit of a correction here back to the downside could be possible, and maybe we could see something like this, basically. So, but yeah, then again, for now, guys, be very careful and keep your eyes on the price action. For now, like I said, overall from the short-term perspective, we are leaning a little bit more to the upside. However, let's not forget that the upside could still be limited near this downside resistance line. So from the short-term perspective, we could aim for higher levels up until this downside line taken from the high of the 16th of January. So keep your eyes on this one, guys. It could be quite interesting. And finally, euro dollar. So the euro dollar pushed higher today. So as you can see, almost managed to reach the level here, the upper side of the range. Now, this is what I talked about this morning, where I was saying that this morning we're kind of hanging around here, basically where it is currently trading at. So, it had a good run today, but it failed to reach this 1.0990 level, and then kind of, as you can see, it retraced back down. So we are still leaning a little bit more to the upside. We still want to see that nice good touch of the 1.0990, but given that there is a bit of bearishness here kicking in, maybe this could drift a little bit lower, but we'll keep a close eye on this 1.0875 territory, which we previously looked at as a good area of resistance. Now we'll take it as a good area, potential good area of support, because if this drifts, for example, lower but fails to drop below the 1.0875, then we could see something like this, basically a nice curve and a pushback towards the 1.0990 level, and then yeah, we'll take it from there. For now, we're still leaning more towards the upside, but only within the range. Our target for now is the 1.0990. We want to see a break of this one in order to get comfortable with further extensions to the upside. So guys, I hope you found it useful, and thank you very much for watching and listening, and I really appreciate your time, guys. So yeah, if you want to catch my video tomorrow, my morning espresso, as always, 6 o'clock GMT time, and yeah, we'll take it from there. We'll have a look at some of these instruments, some new ones, and we'll see what the market has what the market is preparing for us on that day. So have a nice, wonderful evening, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.